Here's your magnificent example of a Bertone 780, 1988, low miles car, California, its whole life, well maintained. Actually, service records every 3,000 miles at a dealership. Garaged, owned by an elderly couple who stopped driving. Gave it back to the owner of the dealership, a friend of mine, Lance Dixon, longtime Volvo collector in San Diego, and ran a kind of elite independent Volvo dealership in San Diego for decades along with his father. It's just a beautiful example here of a 780. 132,000 miles. This car is absolutely babied. Things work on this car that just don't work on other cars this age. I mean, every single one of the electric seat movement buttons work, including the small button on the bottom of this lever. So after you tip the seat back forward, push the small button, the seat moves forward for entrance to the back. Tip the seat back, push the button again, seat moves exactly back to the remembered position where it was previously. Climate control works properly. This is the advanced climate control that came on the 960 models in later years for Volvo. So you set both of the dials to auto if you'd like to simply set the temperature where you'd like the temperature in the car to be. The computer calculates based on the sunlight coming through the windshield, read by the sunlight sensor, as well as the ambient air temperature within the car, picked up by that hole there in the dome light. And based on those factors, the computer calculates how much cold air or warm air to pump into the car to make it exactly the temperature you set. All that functions properly. Parts for that are available because that was used in the 960 model later. Most of the parts for this are either available from 960 models or 700 series models. If you're familiar with this car, the 780, you know that it had this burlwood inlaid, kind of one of the signatures of the Italian design. The burlwood on this car is in exceptional shape. Really minimal cracks. I mean, outstanding. Compared to other 780s out there, this is really beautiful, babied example. There was some sunburn on top of the door panels, as happens on these cars, so we went ahead and dyed the vinyl black along the top to match the two-tone black and olive interior here. The sunroof and moonroof do work. So those function properly. The motor as well, the electric motor works for the sunroof, so that opens up properly. This car runs very, very well. I'm going to go ahead and start it up here. You can barely feel it at idle. Excellent power. The radio works as well, which is another exceptional features. You know, many of the cars this age, of course, the radio has gone out, so this one works great. All of the replacement parts that have been used have been OEM Volvo parts. You can see that even on the replacement hoses. You've got a Bosch battery in here. We recharged the air conditioner so it blows at 37 degrees. Really outstanding. The trunk release cable works properly, as well as the trunk release button that's in the glove box, and the gas lid release works properly as well. several years ago I owned a 780, same year, and I thought that one was nice, but this is just an absolute cream puff. Beautiful car. As you know, these V6 motors were just fine as long as they were maintained properly, especially with frequent oil changes. This is the second generation of the V6. So this has had oil changes every 3,000 miles. I have all the maintenance records back to 1992. That was when the elderly couple I mentioned bought this car in 92 from Lance Dixon, and they had it maintained there every 3,000 miles. They've owned the car since. So this is a 2-owner car. I really hope this car goes to loving new home that's going to take care of her for many years to come. She'll treat you very nicely.